Sunderland are top of the league. Sunderland can win the league. Premier League heritage. Sunderland got promoted and they're winning 3-0 whitewash against West Ham. Graham Potter needs to get out. Let's go. Premier League football is back.
I'll tell you what, Richarlison's just scored one of the goals of the season. Like, that will be one of the goals of the season. Unbelievable sort of side bicycle kick. The connection he gets on, it's outrageous. It was a lovely bit of skill from Mohamed Kudus down the right-hand side. Drifts a ball over towards the back post. Richarlison hits it on the volley, and it absolutely flies past the keeper. I mean, you can see the ball is here. Keeper's barely even reacted at that point. It is such a clean strike. And these two might be a problem. Richarlison and Kudus, both of the first two Spurs goals. Assisted by Kudus, scored by Richarlison. Even the first one was a decent goal. It comes to him sort of on the half volley, and he just guides it nicely into the far corner. I wasn't expecting this. People say it's only Burnley, but like the goals themselves are delightful. I think Kudus, by the way, is going to go down as ridiculously good value. And yeah, does Richarlison keep his place over Solanke? I mean, he was decent against PSG. He puts in the running. Worrying times. Aston Villa 0, Newcastle United 0. Aston Villa probably the happier of the two, though. Newcastle started the game really well. Villa looked shaky. Elanga, such a good opportunity a couple of minutes in. Great save from Bizzo, who had an unbelievable game at 34 years old, but Elanga should be scoring. But after that opening 10 minutes, Villa did grow into the game. It was pretty stale for the rest of the first half. Villa really struggling to create anything. And then an absolute moment of madness from Ezri Konsa, and it was just like, it was so obvious that it was coming. As soon as that ball went through and it was in this position, you're just like, don't touch him. Just do not touch Gordon, because he'll go down and you'll be off. And he'll have known it himself, but it's almost just like it's instinct when they run across you. And look, there's not a huge amount of contact, but there's two arms on the shoulder, two hands on the shoulder. Gordon's always going to go down. He had to go. But after that, Newcastle United still couldn't capitalise, and that's where the frustration will come. And surely the frustration comes from the fact that if Isak plays today, I think they win the game. You know, Anthony Gordon through the middle, great player, but there were times towards the end, Harvey Barnes picks him out really well, and he just doesn't have that kind of striker's instinct. So, yeah, actually, I was fairly impressed with Newcastle. And they'll be frustrated not to have taken a win. Villa, annoying to lose Konsa for the next game. Probably a bit disappointed with the performance.
This is the future of the Premier League. Mohamed Kudus and Richarlison in the same team. Harry Kane's son leaving, it don't even matter, it don't even face them. They've got the new duo in Richarlison and Mohamed Kudus. 2 assists from Mohamed Kudus today and a brace from Richarlison. Tottenham win 3-0 against Burnley in the opener of the Premier League. Brennan Johnson with the 3rd goal as well. You know he's going to have a good season, but Richarlison finding that form, finding this goal. And yes, this goal right here from Richarlison, he's running it back. World Cup season, he is running it back. He done the same thing he done in the World Cup against Burnley through that Mohamed Kudus assist as well. Bro, just how? Yep, I am going Manchester United vs Arsenal. I will be there watching the first game of the Premier League season. And I just came back from the United vs Florentina one. But now we're going back, this time to see Benjamin Šeško and Bemo Cunha dunk hat-tricks on Arsenal after Richarlison scored this beautiful goal. Fair play, can only say. United are coming for you this time.
5 things learnt from Aston Villa versus Newcastle. First of all, I genuinely think we should be relegated just for this bloke alone. What an absolute tool. Who needs Emiliano Martinez when we have just signed an absolutely incredible goalkeeper? This bloke today was fantastic. What a signing. On that showing alone, if either team want to get anywhere near Champions League football, they're definitely going to have to, one, go into the window and definitely improve, because I don't think either team were very good today. I literally do not care what anyone says about this. First of all, the ball from Matty Cash was terrible and he put us straight on the back foot, but this here from Ezri Konsa was utterly brain dead. I get Anthony Gordon was running through on goal, but so was Anthony Elanga in the first half. We didn't do anything stupid then, we've done something stupid here, and then you go down to 10 men and ultimately you're up against it then. So that was ridiculous from Ezri Konsa. And finally, despite playing with a 2-man advantage, Newcastle United still couldn't beat Aston Villa. You lot are absolutely shit, ain't ya? The one thing that I will agree with the Newcastle fans from today, and it was really pleasurable to see both fans singing in unison, that the Premier League is corrupt as fuck. Good work, lads.
It is half time right now in all the 3 p.m. games in the Premier League. Brighton versus Fulham is 0-0. Sunderland West Ham is also 0-0. And Tottenham versus Burnley is 1-0. The 3 p.m. games stink of absolute shit. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Pull up to the Twitch and the TikTok called Peak Fighter. Tap that button right there. I am live. The games have not been interesting or entertaining whatsoever. Richarlison scored a good goal. And that's it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Follow up for more and join up. Tottenham is beating Burnley 1-0. Very good goal by Richarlison. Hey, Burnley, thank you for the memories. Appreciate you guys for making it into the Premier League. You're going straight back down. Kudus with the assist on the volley by Richarlison. I'm not happy with this. 1-0 Tottenham. I'm live on TikTok and I'm live on Twitch called Peak Fighter. Join up for the watch along. We're watching all 3 p.m. games right now. Join up. Sunderland is beating West Ham 2-0. Hey, Mayenda and Ballard goal. Sunderland, congratulations. You are staying up. West Ham. Oh, you could be going down. It might be time to yell timber. Because West Ham, what happened? Nah, West Ham, don't worry, you lost Kudus. And Kudus is winning 3-0 right now. And you are losing 2-0. Bro, hey, Xhaka effect for real, bro. They get Xhaka the captain armband and now they're cooking the hell out of West Ham. Sunderland have been the better team. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Sunderland, welcome back to the Premier League. What a goal by Richarlison. Hey, Kudus and Richarlison, that duo. Wow. Richarlison got a brace. Look at this right here. Bicycle kick by Richarlison. I never knew, brother, you had it in you, bro. Kudus and flipping Richarlison might be the new Kane and Son. Wow, they're cooking. Join up right now. Tottenham is winning 2-0 against Burnley. Burnley, congratulations for making it into the Premier League. You're going straight back down. Let me know your thoughts on this goal in the comments.
Has anyone seen that goal by Richarlison? That could literally be goal of the season. It's the first game of the season. That could be goal of the season. You know when the goal gets this reaction from your teammates, you've done something a bit mad. Kudus did some great work down the wing, crossed the ball to quite far out. And Richarlison does this like almost somersault. But the sheer power he has kicked the ball with this overhead kick is genuinely travelled at the speed of sound and almost ripped the net off. Like, genuinely, these reactions are not over the top. They are justified. And that was his second goal of the game. Richarlison's been balling in this game. I didn't realise when Vinicius didn't win the Ballon d'Or and he said if Vinny doesn't win, shit is going to go down. He meant he's just going to do it himself. This shit's outrageous. Like, genuinely, look at the body position he's managed to get himself in to do this. I remember he scored like a similar goal that was also a Puskas contender at the World Cup for Brazil against Switzerland, I'm pretty sure it was. This one's better than that. This one's a joke. This one could win goal of the season. And we're about an hour into it.
Nobody told me that the last part of the Richarlison theory was him becoming the best striker in the world. He genuinely has to be studied because every time it is a World Cup year, he somehow turns to prime R9. Somebody remind this man it's only week 1. I'm not gonna lie, this Spurs team might honestly need to be studied, bro. Because they might have just got away with the signing of the summer being Kudus. The one thing that the Brazilian national team is missing is a striker. In all honesty, Vinicius Jr. comes back, if Rodrigo comes back, if Rafinha proves that he's not a one-season wonder, and Richarlison has a prime striker year, it might just be out there looking like this in the World Cup, bro. I'll give credit where it's due, man. I don't care if Richarlison is a meme, bro. If this man pulls a 9.0 with 2 goals, bro, that's more than 90% of strikers in the world. Now, Spurs fans don't get too excited. We all know what happens at the end of the season. You choke. Loser DNA, you just can't escape from it, but it's okay. I'm still going to give you props for all the signings that you guys did because, honestly, they're looking like a team for once.
Did anyone see that from Joe Linton? You know how it comes out where all these players have bet on themselves to get yellow cards? I'm convinced this is going to come out about Joe Linton soon. Because what other reason did he have to pull off a challenge like that for no reason and get himself a yellow card? It could have been a red card. One of 2 things are true with Joe Linton. Either he is betting on himself to get booked, or he's a fucking psychopath. Because Joe Linton has a history of doing these things in games and getting booked pretty much every single time he plays. Like, I get he wears his heart on his sleeve, but there's no reason to leave a player ending up like this. Do you remember the beginning of last season when he clotheslined Bournemouth's goalkeeper? This guy's unhinged when he plays the sport. That was a fairly mellow first half between Aston Villa and Newcastle. Nothing's happening between the two sides. And it's like Joe Linton just thinks, you know what? Let me add a little bit of spice to this. And just comes in with a pretty horrific challenge in all honesty. And gets himself the easiest yellow card of the century. Which begs the question, is he putting money on this?
Who needs a new striker when we got this man, this Brazilian superstar? Tottenham 3, Burnley 0, got the job done. Scoring at that 60-minute mark was so important, because I felt that the game could have been creeping towards being a bit nervy, but after that goal, I don't think it was ever in doubt. It was an assured second half performance, and I'm just pleased that I wasn't sitting here sweating, having it 1-0, creeping on to the later stages of the game and then thinking, oh, we're going to throw this away. Now, as for the first half, aside of Richarlison's very well taken finish, I think it was quite flat, quite slow. I think we lacked real creativity, but look, that's obvious. I think Bergvall, Gray and Pat Matasar were bringing energy, but maybe perhaps a little bit too safe. Not really offering too much in terms of unlocking Burnley. I think Kudus obviously was our main source, our main outlet of creativity. Johnson didn't offer much in that first half. But look, it was quiet, but we were 1-0 up, so we didn't really need to go particularly crazy. And we know Thomas Frank likes to be patient, and patient we was. And I know we've said it so many times already, but Kudus has so much to offer Tottenham. If we can keep him firing, the 2 assists for Richarlison, it's like they have an understanding already. And that's something that is very, very important to us going forward, especially when we lacked a bit of, as I said, I'm not digging out Johnson because he got his goal and it was a very well taken finish. But he was that main source, as I say, of creativity and his strength, his ability to retain possession, to wriggle out of tight spaces. I just hope he can continue this form that he's shown in his early stages at Tottenham. I think ultimately it's the perfect result to start the season on, a 3-0 victory at home. And I think Thomas Frank was brave in his team selection, opting for Archie Gray, Lucas Bergvall and Pat Matasar. Young, inexperienced, and inexperienced was cited as one of the reasons why Tottenham perhaps capitulated against PSG. And I'm not comparing PSG to Burnley or whatever. I'm just saying that Thomas Frank could have easily just said, no, I'm going to play it safe. Let's get this first game of the season out of the way. But he's gone straight in there with a young midfield. And look, ultimately, it's paid off. As for Burnley, I think it was how I expected them to approach that game. Cautious, will only press in the right areas when particular Tottenham players get on the ball, when we perhaps are guilty of overplaying. And Romero did a few times. But I never really felt that Tottenham were in danger of throwing it away, even at just 1-0. As soon as we got that second goal, I think it was pretty much game over. So anyway, Tottenham fans, Burnley fans, what were your thoughts on today's game? Come on, you Spurs. So it's half time and it's Tottenham 1, Burnley 0, and it's a bit slow. It's a bit slow. We're lacking a bit of creativity. I think in that middle you can badly tell. Our midfielders aren't necessarily doing anything wrong. They're running about, kind of getting the ball sideways. It was a cracking finish by Richarlison. I think the goal kind of come out of nothing. There was a few rebounds out on that right, ball into the box, and that was a very decent finish by Richarlison, and he seems to be playing with confidence. And as I say, I know that Thomas Frank likes to be patient and then bang, that killer pass, but I don't think at the moment we have that killer pass. You've got Romero giving the ball away far too often, like casually. I'm not sure what Johnson offers us. I was intrigued to see him out on that left, to see what he can do. But yeah, look, maybe there's some tired legs out there from Wednesday. We have made some changes, but I do think we lack a bit of experience, a bit of nous in that team at the moment. But we're winning. There's no need for us to go crazy and start rushing things or panicking. But I do think we need to maybe up it a little bit, up the tempo, if we are to ensure that we don't see Burnley just feel their way back into this game, start pressurising us on the ball in dangerous areas, and somehow get a foot in this game and get back into it, because that's the last thing that we want. So this second goal is absolutely vital. But yeah, pretty non-eventful first half. Tottenham fans, what are your thoughts?